Right, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Honda Fr-V 2.2 EX diesel. The car you can see here is a 2008 vehicle. It's had just the one private owner from new who's fully serviced the vehicle, and it is in absolutely stunning condition. Just 57,000 miles on the clock from new, and one of the cleanest used cars you'll ever see. It's actually even cleaner inside, and it's just amazing. I'll go around the car for you. It's not to say that isn't the odd tiny mark, of course there will be, and I'll pick up on just two that I could see, and that's about it on the car. The front of the car, lights and lenses are completely clear. Bonnet is free of any stone chipping that I can see anywhere. That's amazingly clean. And to come down the near side of the vehicle first, absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work there, as you can see. The car's fitted with a full set of Michelin tyres, which is a really good sign of ownership. Front alloy very clean, just the tiniest bit of curbing right on the outside edge on the rim there, but hardly anything. And then the panel work here, as I said, is quite extraordinary for a car this age. Certainly the cleanest Fr-V I think we've ever had. We've sold quite a few of them. Rear alloy on the side here, absolutely unmarked. And then around the back of the car, obviously these little sort of high level lip spoilers on the EX models. Fabulous looking car actually for a people carrier. So to probably the only obvious exterior mark, you just see there, just above the parking sensors, you've got it where it's been touched in by the last owner, but there is a mark there. It's not something I'm going to do anything about. I mean, this is a used vehicle, it's not new anymore, but to be perfectly honest with you, that is about the sum total for any exterior marks on the car. And the rest of it is, as I said, quite wonderful. Come down the off side of the vehicle, again incredibly clean in the panel work. Rear offside alloy, really good. Just a tiniest little mark by the valve there, you can see, but nothing that detracts from the car at all. And then the final front rail, pretty much unmarked on that one. So externally it has to be, as I said, probably the very cleanest Fr-V on the marketplace. Coming into the boot area, it absolutely beggars belief. We've not touched or cleaned inside this car, and it looks absolutely brand new. I don't think the boot has ever been used on this vehicle. I mean, it is that clean. Normally you can see a few little marks on the plastic. There's nothing at all. Underneath there, obviously a space saver, jack and all the tools are intact, but it said it's like a time warp. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. So coming to the back of the car, normally when I do a video for people carriers, this is where you kind of wince a bit, because you know you're going to have to show a few marks, a few little scrapes where kids' feet have been scratching on the back of the front seats there. Nothing on this. I mean, again, all the carpeted areas look absolutely as new. Leatherwork, again, I just don't think it's been used as a people carrier in any way, because it's just almost factory fresh back here. Come to the front passenger side now, and again, it is incredible. The video genuinely just does not do justice to how fresh and original this car looks. I said, I've never seen an Fr-V as clean as this in all the time we've been selling these cars. We've sold some, you know, many years ago, much younger than this, and nothing is clean. So finally, just coming to the driver's side, again, door card completely immaculate. Footwell areas clean as a whistle. And driver's seat, again, as with all the others, looks like it's just come off the production line. Amazingly clean. So sat inside the car now. I always have the engine running through this section of the video, just so I can show you the dashboard, but the speedo rather. But the dashboard absolutely looks, again, a running theme on this one I'm afraid, but it just looks absolutely as new. Amazing. Yeah, heated seats there. All the little recesses, you've got tons of cubby holes, I'll show you the one there, but you know, they just don't look as though they've ever really been used. Then come across to the main dashboard, just to pan in there for you as well. 57,664 miles. Absolutely no warning lights on the vehicle at all. Just to quickly show you, quite often overlooked actually, lock and wheel nut set is here and present with the car, as is the full owner's manual pack for the car. So finally to come on the engine bay, it's not been sort of pressure washed or anything, this is exactly as it came to us, which is what I wanted to show you. It's so clean anyway. Beautifully presented engine bays, of course, by Honda. And these engines don't use any of the horrible bits we're all scared of, no DPF filters on them. And there's no cam belts either. It's a cam chain driven engine. It's designed to last pretty much the life of the engine, which is a long time. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Fr-V, and it's the top of the range EX model. This particular car's covered just 57,657 miles at the start of this road test. It's registered MW08OAD. As you probably know from the advert, the car's had just the one private owner from new, and it is incredibly rare to find one in such nice condition. It really is. Most of these cars tend to get used for their purpose, so a lot of the Fr-Vs, heavy family use, quite often sort of a bit dirty, a bit bashed about inside, as beautifully built as they are, you know, kids being what they are, and I've got them. It can destroy cars inside, but this is a wonderful example. The reason we do these videos, by the way, is just so customers get to see the cars we're actually selling in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the car, I can and I will relay them back to you as part of this road test. It's the whole point of doing them. They're also done on the very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so it should be representative, hopefully, of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive. So to go through the car as much as you'll do yourself when you come to see the car, one by one. Engine, which is a wonderful engine and very, very refined in this car as well. The installation makes it very quiet, one of the quietest installations you'll get. Starts obviously instantly, rock steady idle, very smooth, pulls absolutely beautifully. Hardly feels like a diesel at all once you're out of first and second gear. It's just so smooth by comparison to virtually any of its competitors. It's a wonderful unit. No warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, by the way. And the car's been on the road now for well over 2 hours, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, diesel, petrol or otherwise. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch bites at exactly the right point it should. It's smooth, it's silicon operation, feels exactly as it should. There's no vibrations coming through the clutch pedal or change of engine note when the clutch is either depressed or released. So all in very, very good order there indeed. Likewise, the gearbox, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the positioning is just genius. It's just there. It's so easy to use, and obviously frees up the space for the central passenger if you have one at the front here. But the gear change quality is astonishing. I've forgotten just how good these gearboxes are. This gearbox could easily be in one of Honda's sports cars. It's very short in throw. It's got a beautiful mechanical action. It feels just sensationally well engineered. It really does. It's a fantastic gear change. I can't detect any wear in that at all. It feels like I'm driving a brand new car. It absolutely does. So in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, engine, clutch, gearbox, you know, absolutely spot on, utterly faultless. Right, steering of the car, tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all. At this speed or anything up to the legal limit, the speed at which I'm allowed to drive the vehicle. It's all in fine order. It's also one of the generation of steering that I love, because it's, you know, none of this electric power steering that modern cars have. It's got a real weight to it, and that's not to say it's heavy, because it's not. It's still very easy to use because it's power steering. But what it's got, unlike a lot of modern systems, is a feel of kind of security on the road, that kind of the weighting that it gives you. It's very hard to explain, but if you drove the vehicle, you know exactly what I mean. You'll remember this part of the video. The car feels kind of heavier than it actually is, and that's lovely. It feels like a really substantial vehicle, and the way the steering feels adds to that. It really does. Chassis of the vehicle, again, you know, I've always rated the Fr-V as probably the most comfortable Honda of all. The ride quality is absolutely brilliant. They're wonderfully comfortable cars. What I'm looking at for a road test, of course, is just any signs of wear in the suspension, and that normally shows itself with you know, a few little clunks or bangs coming from underneath the car, where you might have sort of a rubber bush or something, which is, sorry, I just realised that, really embarrassing, I forgot to indicate there to let that poor chap out, and I never do that. I do apologise to him. But yeah, there's nothing coming up from underneath the vehicle. It's all absolutely as it should be. So checking indicators work. It's just me not actually putting them on. There we go. But all it said, the car drives. I used to sell these when they were brand new, when I worked at Honda, and this just reminds me of getting in a brand new one. It just has that lovely feeling of solidity. Looking around inside the car, we've not valeted it, we've not touched it. It's literally just been delivered to us, and it hardly needs anything. It's in wonderful condition. By a country mile of the best built people carrier of its type. I've had all of the manufacturers through our books over the years, and none of them are as built as well as this. There's not a murmur, not a squeak, not a buzz. I had a VW Touran, which, you know, drove perfectly well, but it used to creak and groan and rattle, you know, very much, you know, not like you'd expect a, you know, Volkswagen to be, but they're quite common for that. But these, said the build quality is amazing, absolutely amazing, and it's a brilliant place to sit and operate a car from. You've got such a simple, easy to use dashboard, really nicely done. As I said, all the switch gears of the highest quality. Air conditioning is pumping out absolutely ice cold air. Heated seats work beautifully. Dashboard again, simplicity itself, all working, all the gauges doing exactly what they're meant to do as well. But a genuinely brilliant car, this, it really is. The whole point of the videos, as I point out at the start, is to pick up on any issues, no matter actually how minor they might be. And I've done it on many of my previous videos. On this one, given the mileage, history and ownership, I wasn't expecting to find anything. Certainly wasn't when I drove it first time round, and there's nothing to report back. It drives not only, you know, without fault, but it drives, you know, as close to new as you could ever expect any used car to drive. It, you know, it feels like it's hardly sort of turned a wheel in its life. Having said all of that, if I've managed to miss something on the video, and not by intent of design, I can assure you, please obviously don't hesitate, do give us a call, and we'll obviously happily answer any questions you might have about this car.